Hi, I'm Shawna Percy, TEDxUW speaker, published author, and certified trainer with Life Voice Canada. When I think about the Beatles song, The Long and Winding Road, it has deep resonance with me. And not just with what I've faced in my own life, but also from what I've learned from many other people's lives. One of the things that I've been reflecting on lately is the life story of Maya Angelou. Now, Maya Angelou went through some really rough life experiences when she was young, including being raped when she was 8 years old. After that experience, she had shared that life experience with someone else, and the individual who had harmed her ended up being murdered. How she interpreted that in her 8-year-old mind was that her words had the power to kill, which meant she went silent for the next 5 years. And in that space of being silent, she became a listener, a learner, an avid reader, and it really transformed her into the woman that we know of her in her later life. The poet, the civil rights activist, the individual who got to read one of her poems at Bill Clinton's presidential inauguration. And when I look at other people's lives as well, there can be this messy time, this time where we don't know what's around the bend and it feels very unnerving. But it's also only a season of our lives, and that season can be transformed into something meaningful and something beautiful. I really believe that love wins out. If you look back into our history books and you know about the Holocaust and the World Wars, I can only imagine what it must have been like for people who were living at that time, and how in that political climate and what was happening with friends and family around them, it must have felt very devastating and that there was no hope for the future. And yet, being on this side of those world events, we know that things can be redeemed, that love does win out in the long view. One of the things that we explored today was I had asked people who were here, I said, how many of you, when you're really struggling with something, you want your friend or your partner, whoever, to fix you? And no hands went up. And then I asked them, how many of you want that friend or that partner to really hear you? And a lot of hands went up. When you're trying to support somebody who is experiencing a significant life situation, or it might not even seem significant to you, but for them, they're really struggling with whatever they're going through, you don't need to have the fix. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to see what's around the bend. What that person really needs from you is to feel heard. And that's something that any of us can offer as support to other people. For myself in my own life journey, I have certainly experienced a number of bends in the road. Some of the things that I've experienced lately is having 30 years of repressed memories come to the surface. And as that has happened, one of the things that I've learned is, yes, it got a lot messier, but I've also learned that I am someone who's been created to function by design. And so it turns out that I'm a living, walking textbook. I responded to the life events that happened to me in the same way that hundreds of thousands of other people have also responded, by design. And that happened in order to protect me and in order to protect many other people. But now that 30 years have gone by, I also see that it's time, it's a season in my life where I can take down that shield, take off that armor, and explore who am I really without this layer of protection on top of me. And although I'm stepping into the unknown, and although it's a season of exploration and not being able to see what's around the bend, I can still rest in the safety of knowing that the Creator loves me, is still with me on this journey, and in the end, love wins out, even though we're journeying along a long and winding road.